What's going on? Welcome to Creator Factor Podcast, where I share my journey as a content creator and podcaster, building my own creator led business and giving you lessons, insights from these conversations I'm having with these amazing guests lined up for you. So, if this is your first time checking out the podcast, make sure you go subscribe on YouTube and also make sure you subscribe on your preferred podcast app. Let me introduce myself. If this is the first time meeting, connecting, listening to this voice, I am the host that loves you the most, Ozeal. And today I'm going to talk to you about one of the common questions I get as a coach all the time. Ozeal, do I need to niche down or can I go broad with my creator brand? And actually, funny enough, I got this question a couple of days ago, and I'm like, you know what? This could be great for a podcast episode. So why not get behind the mic in front of the camera and share my hot take on this? So before we kind of dig into this, you probably heard a lot of hot takes on whether or not you should niche down as a content creator or go broad, right? And some say niche down is the way to go, right? The niches is in the riches. I'm not sure if you've heard that before, but that's a phrase that I've heard in this creator space. And then you hear people that say just go broad. It's okay. No need to feel the pressure of niching down right away. Just go broad, go general, do what you love. And I just want to preface this by, saying that it's quite normal to feel excited about different topics. It's also excited. It's exciting to kind of dig into different topics, right, as a content creator, and then figuring out what resonates with your audience. And trust me, we all fear or all feel the pressure to be able to niche down, which is the reason why I think a lot of content creators struggle with this. And I get it, especially for us multi-passionate content creators. It's hard. It's hard to make that decision to say, hey, I need a niche down. I need to focus on one thing. Again, especially for us who have a lot of ideas and we're very passionate about different topics. And we want to make sure that we resonate with a lot of people, right? Because we think that creating content for a lot of people means audience growth, means that we're not going to leave people out. And trust me, as somebody who is a recovering people pleaser, I have struggled with this whole notion of I need to make sure that this content is tailored for everybody, but not all of your content is tailored for everybody. So let me kind of dig into what I feel is my take on whether or not we should niche down as content creators. So if you're struggling with this, my take is that if you are just starting off, right, and you have a general idea of what you want to talk about, I do feel it's okay. I'm giving you permission right now, my friend. Giving yourself permission to just go broad, but with the intent, okay? And that's the key word there, with the intent to discover that one thing that lights you up and that inspires you to teach or entertain through that one thing. Asking yourself, what are you good at? And in the beginning, again, go in general, it's okay, because you'll discover what you're good at by throwing spaghetti on the wall, right? By figuring out what you're actually good at and what do you want to be known for. So when I go through my coaching clients, I go through this branding exercise in the first stage of what do you want to be known for? And then I get that pushback of, oh, Z, I want to be known for this. I want to be known for that. And I want to make sure that I do this. And I'm really good at this and that. Yes, I get it. I know we as creatives, especially, we're talented in many things. But when you're building a creator brand, it's vital, essential, okay? Imperative that you focus on one thing and you lean into the thing that you're, number one, good at. What can you teach? Right? What are you proficient about? What are you passionate about? And then when you really look at that and say, is this a profitable idea? If I'm proficient, if I'm to other people, can I teach others about this proficiency in this thing that I'm passionate about? And I think that's the area where I lean more towards. And that's more dialing in your brand. But if you're still asking yourself, well, Ozeal, I just really don't know. Like, I really don't know, but I want to start this podcast. I want to start this YouTube channel. What do I do? I'm giving you permission right now to go broad, to go general. Figure that thing out. And what's going to happen, my friends, is that the market will point you in that niche direction. Okay. And from there, you can dial in your brand and go deeper within those topics in that expertise that you want to convey to your audience. So again, start general, go niche, and then become the specialist in that industry, in that thing that you want to be known for. But do it with the intent of becoming masterful. And I think mastery is something that as creators, as leaders in this creative space, in this entrepreneurial space, we don't dig into that quite often. And sometimes I see, you see the imposter syndrome, but I also see people trying to figure out like, well, I just took this course. Now I'm going to be an expert at this. And then they quite haven't mastered the craft or the skill set. And then they have trouble conveying their message or their brand positioning, really not coming up with topics to talk about. Why? Because they haven't earned those stripes. They haven't gotten to that level of proficiency. They may be passionate about the topic, but they're not proficient. You see how that works? So passion, proficiency, and then profitability. But we got to be passionate is the easy thing because we're very passionate about a lot of things. But that proficiency, that masterfulness is where we need to lean more towards. So understanding what you need to be masterful for, mastering the craft is the next step in dialing in that brand. But if you are very passionate and you have proficiency in something, now you can go on to the next thing. And again, these are the different levels of the 3 layers of niching it down. I love this quote that I want to share with you before I go. I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. Bruce Lee. And I feel like that message encapsulates what I'm trying in this podcast episode to convey. The importance of not 10,000 kicks all over the place, right? Because you're the artist and you want to be all over and you want to make sure that you kick every angle and kick every opponent, etc., right? But really thinking about practicing that one kick 10,000 times. That's how you get to the level of proficiency, masterfulness, mastery, like Bruce Lee did, and what we're trying to accomplish here. So again, go broad with the ultimate goal of niching it down. Do I believe there's a lot of benefits in niching down your creator brand? I do. For example, this is actually my general sandbox, creative sandbox, so to speak. Creator factor. It's kind of sort of, right? And the fact that content creators that are building businesses online, right? So my creators, you listening, watching this, are creators with an entrepreneurial spirit. You're building a brand online, a personal brand. This is not for creators that are like the entertainment Mr. Beast type. This is more for creators with an entrepreneurial spirit. And if I really want to niche it down, on my YouTube channel, which by the way, I highly recommend you subscribe to, it's more geared towards podcasters. Why? Because I've been in the podcasting game for close to 10 years now. And I want to say that I've been proficient because I helped other creatives, other business owners launch their own podcast to success. So I'm very passionate about the space. I'm proficient. And the profitability is the fact that there are people that are willing to pay me to teach them how to brand and master their podcast. And that's where the sweet spot is at. So the YouTube channel is a little bit more niche towards podcasters, but at the end of the day, Creator Factor is for content creators of all types, whether you're a YouTuber, a podcaster, a blogger, somebody who's building an online personal brand behind their message and building products and digital services around it. That those are my people. And you'll find that a lot of the people that I interview are the same. These are message makers, these are leaders in the creator space. And some of the content, all the content that I'm going to be sharing with you today is just sharing my personal journey as a content creator, as I also build a brand and take my brand to the next level, but also figuring out what works and what doesn't. But when it comes to building a brand as a creator, I always recommend that you dial in your brand. And if you don't have the capacity or just don't know how to dial in your brand, it's okay to go broad. It's okay to go general and figure out where the market says, hey, do that. This is where we need you to go. And you may be surprised. It may be, instead of social media marketing, for example, it may be Facebook marketing for small business owners, right? Just an example, right? Podcasting for B2B owners is different from podcasting for indie creators. Different markets, right? But figuring out, who are you going to serve? What are you good at? What are you proficient at? And then what do you want to be known for? So asking yourself those questions, how you dial in your niche. All right. So the mastery of a single skill is super important. And I encourage you to niche down as soon as possible, but allow yourself some room to breathe as a creator as you evolve through this space. All right. So let me know in the comment section down below. I'm always looking for feedback. You can always email me at ozealmedia11@gmail.com. I also have ozeal@creator.net, but there's been some issues with that. So you can always leave a comment, though. I would love to hear your feedback. Share it. You can tweet at me at Ozeal Creates, also on IG at Ozeal Creates. DM me, hit me up. I would love to hear from listeners and viewers of the channel. So I really do appreciate that. And I want to thank you for watching this. Again, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content. I got a interview next week, which I'm really excited about. And I'm looking forward to just evolving and growing and learning new things about this space, especially on YouTube. And of course, just digging into the content that I want to share with all of you content creators out there. So I will see you next week, my friend. Remember that the future belongs to us creators. So let's start building together now. Till next time, peace and one love.